your basic weekly cup format out here, and I'm really happy that it kind of extends to the other continents and regions because we've got the Asian one right here. So I'm extremely hyped up for it. And my name's Hero Integrate. Alongside with me will be
Volty, and yeah, we're gonna be casting for y'all today. Hope you guys are going to enjoy. This is gonna be Skyred versus Tyloo to start up with, and yeah, the casual bans for Asian teams being Overpass and Cobble. Not really anything to hype up too much about. It's something we casually see, especially like that's something you should expect from Skyred as well. That they don't want to play that map.
Yeah, so we've got Cash, Inferno, and Mirage right here. And first of all, huge shout out to everyone that's been able to make it possible. And the social plugs for Game On, it's going to be It's Game On GG. So slash Twitter.com/It's Game On GG and Facebook.com/It's Game On GG. Also, make sure to check out the giveaways we'll be having throughout that whole event, as there's a lot of them. So there's the social media giveaway, there's the follower giveaway, and the subscriber giveaway. So for subscribers, we've got a Shadow Dagger Slaughter Factory New, and that's a big thing. Then for followers, which probably is going to be possible to reach out for every single viewer out there, Stat Track M4A4 Evil Daimyo Factory New, so Stat Track M4, great. And for the social giveaway, we'll have AWP Hyperbeast Minimal Wear. So quite a great thing out there. It's, I mean, not a lot of tournaments were this far made with that format by Game On. So right off the bat, you've got great giveaways out there. You can see they're trying very hard, so help them out, grow. And also huge shout out to the sponsors, most of all, Strafe and Esports Gaming. Strafe is basically your match ticker, kind of like HLTV notifies you about the matches, you always go there. So Strafe is your go-to for the phone. It's an Android and an iOS app, and also Esports Gaming, basically another betting site with real money. So Skyred versus Tyloo, we're kicking off Skyred on the CG side, so they won the live round. And that will be Tyloo actually trying to enter bomb site B.
Yeah, and they're getting in here, they're shooting crazy with the pistols, and Tyloo goes in for that first kill. That's fancy, actually. Sack with the USP just jumps through the smoke, goes all YOLO into this, and he even gets that second kill. DZ falls down, and look at that, there you have it. First round goes to Skyred, and a good retake, I want to say, of the B side. After they were already in there, they didn't really go in for this straight up plan. They just waited alongside with each other, trying to get that last kill as they were pushing. And there you have the pause coming out from the CTs, and they've got small bugs in the AGUD, so...
Yeah, it sometimes happens, so they probably just reconnect to the server and everything will be alright. But yeah, surprising it is that Zach just jumped over the smoke and nobody really spotted him out, so he just went in there and got a double kill and closed out the round like it was nothing. Usually the terrorists shouldn't be able to allow him to even cross that smoke, and I mean, why do you even throw the smoke in the first place? To not allow the other guy to go through it to retake the site so easily. And I think that Tyloo have to fix that stuff. If they throw in the smoke, it's not like nobody's going to cross it. You still have to cover that angle. And, well, let's hope that next time it works for them.
And that's something that I really like about these Asian teams overall, as well, as that you never really know what to expect from them. And in Skyred, they're really proving us early into this first round that, okay, yeah, we can shock you just by a matter of seconds coming through this smoke, getting these kills, and you know whatever it takes to win a round. And there you have a 2-on-2 situation turning into a 2-on-0 after getting these 2 kills. It's like, okay, Skyred, they've got this under control. We'll see though. Tyloo are gonna go with the force buy. They've got that. The Deagle on Capta. They've got no R8, which is good fun. I like that. Fancy and the gang just playing this safe towards A though, but we're gonna be spotted out early into this, and it's Skyred to take these kills pretty easily with the SMGs, earning a lot of money. But that P90 is gonna get a little bit too much, I feel like. And Johnny,
Yeah,
trying to make something. Yeah.
That P90 was doing a little bit of damage, but then, well, you're in a very dangerous spot where the Tech 9s can always rush you down. Tech 9s and CZs out there looking very dangerous in the hands of Tyloo. And as you can see, 3 dead members of Skyred Gaming's team, so it's not looking so good for them. Fancy's still alive. He's got the bomb. He's rotating over towards bomb site B, and Skyred were quite hesitant as to who is supposed to rotate, whether Rap or Zach. So Zach decides to finally go over to that bomb site B, and Fancy slowed down. So maybe he had a chance of being the first, But after all, he'll go for the 1v1 fight, and if he manages to beat Zach, he will be able to get the bomb planted and maybe even pick up a weapon, get himself some nice after-plant position. Well, actually, Zach even lets go of that fight and allows Fancy to get the bomb down. Really putting up a big fight, but then he's quite sure he can win it overall, so the round is still going to go the way of Skyred, but Tyloo getting a little bit of money right here. However, I feel like it's kind of lost right here for them. I feel like they lost a chance, because they also could have planted the bomb in the first round, and that would have resulted with a great fall by next up.
Yeah, you know, Fancy was ready for someone to go really offensive there in the beginning after getting the first plan, but what Skyred did here was, you know, in differentiation to what they did in the earlier round, they actually took it easy here, waited for each other, and took that together just to shock them, to say that, okay, yeah, we can switch this up in any round that we're ever playing. So Skyred 2-0 Tyloo right now. We'll see what they can do. Obviously, we're seeing some armor on Fancy, and he's really the only one with it, so we'll see if he can tank this together with the team Skyred. Holding this off well, they've got heavier weapons, so this should be an easy round for them to clinch home. But then again, you never know how stuff can end, especially not in a map like Cash, where, you know, the T's can have an open area to work with if they just get that first entry. Skyred, though, playing this safe, putting smokes out there to delay pushes, and so, you know, whatsoever. It's like the A side is where it's going to be coming down to. And Tyloo, they're going to be coming out here.
Yeah, this crazy guy actually behind quad. This guy has been a highlight for Skyred Gaming for quite a bit of time now, and he's usually great out there on the battlefield, but this time only manages to get 2 kills, which is not outstanding up against the pistols. They run over him. He even allows the enemies to pick up that M4, however, then the rest of the team, Skyred, also does a little bit of job, and of course that round goes away. So we'll finally have the 4-buy. And as I said, they might have had a little bit more money had they not failed in the first round a tiny bit, but it's still going to be pretty much full sets of grenades for everybody with the exception of QZ, who's playing with the AWP, so it's not too bad. While on the other side, Skyred is still playing with the FAMAS for Dark Lord, so can't even say that it's a little bit better of a buy-up for Tyloo right here.
3-0, here we go. Skyred going offensive into B lobby this time just to get that early info, but now they're stuck, and that's Zach who has to go in for 2 kills to get across. Or not, as he actually passes without it. And Crazy Guy, he's holding this off inside of main, but no one's really passing there either. Tyloo, they're playing this smart play where they're spreading out all over the map just to provoke these reactions from Skyred. We'll see how it ends up, though. DZ got that AK-47. If he pushes out middle now, that could be a free kill for him. Then again, it might be the end of him as well. Dark Lord, however, focuses on the wrong things, and there you have it. They get the first entry a middle, turning it around, making it a 4-on-3 situation, bringing the one-man advantage to them. And Tyloo, this is where they have to face their outputs. Do they want to go A or do they want to go B? What can they expect from these sites? And it's Crazy Guy with that AWP. And as you mentioned, being a highlighted player for this entire team for I don't know how long. It's gonna be interesting to see how he plays this off on a close range battle if they get closer. Johnny and Crazy Guy works that together, and Crazy Guy just going wild with that AWP. 2 kills coming up, and it's Captain gonna be playing this alone on short. He's gonna be backstabbed from Sack eventually, and I think this is gonna be the end, unless he's ready for this. He hears the steps, so he's ready. He's ready for the kill on Zach. Now Crazy Guy left alone. He has to go in for a 4K to win this entire round for the team, and it's like, yeah, okay, don't let it all the time come down to Crazy Guy, because that's gonna be risky in the end.
Yeah, it's a kind of a 4K situation for both the players, and Mo is going to win it. Actually, well, he knew from the very beginning where Crazy Guy was. This Crazy Guy killed 3 of his teammates from the same kind of spot. We're going to have Skyred actually pausing with once again some issues with the internet. And, well, that is Tyloo actually getting a nice round out here, and good, a triple kill for Crazy Guy. And what I wanted to point out is that Tyloo, they choose to go for bomb site A like 3 times already. And basically, they know that Crazy Guy is out there. So usually, as he's the highlight player of the team, we would think that Tyloo might be afraid of him. But nope, they actually want to bend him and break him finally at some point, so that Tyloo can easily overwhelm Skyred, because without their ace player, they might be feeling a little bit worse, of course, a little bit less comfortable. And that's a great thing that Tyloo are doing right here. And it finally worked out. They managed to beat them in 1 round, then another might come. Of course, they lost the pistol, so they had to lose the 2 more rounds as a result. Now, they finally have the weapons in their hands, so they bring it back, which is looking quite fine. So, nice momentum picked up by Tyloo, surely.
And we'll see here, Skyred, how they're going to be facing Tyloo in the earlier stages of this game. We're not really laid into it yet, but I'm thinking maybe Tyloo has got a good idea of how they want to play this now, trying to get that first frag out as soon as possible on Crazy Guy or whatever, because that's the main focus on the A side gives me some feels that okay, if they're keeping that A side output that they're using right now, and if they just want to go A all the time, then it's probably because they want to get Guy out as soon as possible just to play easy games after that. Because they know how to, we've seen them outpeak, I don't know how many players in earlier rounds, and even in the pistol rounds that they had, eco rounds, low budget, whatever you want to call them, they got the kills. So Skyred, they've been falling down plenty of times, even when they've got heavier armor. So, Tyloo they have great chances to get back into this, and just the fact that they win the earlier round, thanks to, was it Captain Moo? It's doable now.
Yeah, all right. So actually, there's a lot of effort put into the Asian scene right now, actually, lately, becoming more tournaments in Asia. And we've got the Hong Kong servers brought in, the official Hong Kong servers brought in by Valve. So it's a good thing that we're giving them a little bit more exposure. I feel like there's a lot of people that when the first big Asian tournament finally came, I don't know when it was, I reckon like half a year ago or something like that. There was a lot of people hyped up for the Asian play again because they remember how they could surprise in 1.6. And it's actually pretty much in every single esports game that the Asian scene is much different from what we see in Europe and North America. It's basically because they have a different mindset and they approach the game differently. So it's always more interesting for people who are bored with the game to watch the Asians rather than the Europeans still, because they can surprise right here. And maybe we can expect some weird weapon buy-ups or some weird setups or tactics right here from them. I would be definitely interested in that. And also, once again, just giving a shout out to Valve for trying, for giving them a chance.
Yeah. There's, just the fact that they add that Hong Kong server, it proves that, okay, we're interested in seeing more teams play this game, and we're definitely able to enlarge our audience by doing these things. And I all respect to Valve for that. And I'm interested in seeing more, these South Korean teams and so on play the game. I think it's My Revenge Korea that I've been following for, I don't know how long. It's like 1 year, 1.5 years. And that, they've never really gotten into the higher tier teams, or they've not really met like teams like Skyred or whatever. It's been that kind of dumped down team that we've never seen too much from. But I think with the Asian servers, with a more exposure to the Asian scene and the streams, the fact that we're actually casting an Asian tournament right now, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be seeing more of these lower tier teams come up and beat, maybe teams even like Skyred and Tyloo, in the late one of this. But I'm not too sure. Australian teams, are they gonna be in that as well? Are they gonna be counted in as the Asian teams? I'm not too sure. Do you know?
No, I don't think so. I think there's going to be the oceanic kind of region and then the Asian one. But yeah, also just to say that there's a local scene basically forming up out there, and it's a great thing because, for instance, if you take a look at Kazakhstan or something like that, there's a lot of people playing from there, but they're playing on like 150 ping because there's no local scene out there, and they're good players. So there's pretty much they have a chance, of course, because they are playing with such high ping, but it is made hard for them. And now for Asia, it's going to become a little bit easier with everything that's happening around. I mean, Game On being interested in them right now. There's some ESL even tournaments organized out there in the scene, so they're just getting a lot of exposure, and I'm glad that's surely going to help. And we'll see how they use it, because they might just waste their chance, but I hope it works out and we'll be able to see them more in the future. In the meantime, we have the match on pause and we go jumping straight back into the map. And it's just the first map. We had like 10-15 minutes of a delay before we started. Now we're having a lot of pauses, so let's hope that from now on we'll go further without any
issues.
Delays, any more issues. And that's going to be somebody in DD finding some more kills. Now Johnny P is trying to push through A main, but there's already one guy behind him in the squeak. He's afraid to come out, so DD will have to deal with that guy all by himself. And Zach gets caught off guard in the middle. Oh, that's just Pistols and Skyred. And they won 3 rounds in a row, so I thought they might have been able to force it up right out here. They decide to just play with P250s at most, and that will be another easy round for Tyloo. So as I said, 3 rounds going towards Skyred, all right, but then the full buy finally for Tyloo. They got around back, Now they're going to even the things out, apparently.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, and this is the first time where we're seeing both of the teams on a scale kind of good buy in comparison to each other. Then again, the CT side still hasn't got the full nade kit, and that's something to worry about, especially for them. They can't waste too many nades early into a round. Dark Lord trying to make something happen inside of middle. He already exposes himself by shooting, and that's gonna make Johnny fall down since he's on the left side of mid as well. They know that one is on towards short, and we'll see if they can get the kill behind white box here. Dark Lord is gonna be spotting a man now. He goes in for the kill, decides to back off up to short. And got Tyloo. I mean, they're turning around all over this map, wrapping them inside of this A side. It's DZ who can just come up here with the AK-47, gets that first kill. And look at that. They might turn this around. Dark Lord is left alone here, and he's in a really pressured situation. Works that out perfectly, though. 17 HP remaining with 3 kills already in the game. He's going to be going down, and I feel like this is where the rest of the team really should be stepping up to the show. We'll see how it goes, though. DZ going in for the kill on Zach, and he's going to be finishing with a last on wrap as well as he falls down to 9 HP after the first spray. 3-3 in Tyloo. Definitely on middle, I think that was the most convincing move that they did here to show that, okay, we're trying to fake as much as possible. They did put a lot of exposure on themselves in middle by shooting and whatever through that smoke. And, you know, there were 2 people on middle from Skyred. They went down early into it. And only one of them did, and the rest, you know, pushed up towards A. So an obvious move. Tyloo had that info, and they could just play that as their output. So they want to gain that info at the same time, making it really unsure for Skyred what they want to do and how to turn towards what side.
Ooh, that is a great shot from Fancy out there, actually. But at the same time, somebody is getting a double kill. And, well, Rap and Dark Lord go down themselves, and only Crazy Guy remains. But now TD with a very sloppy spray down. He could have surely saved Captain Mo out there, but was a little bit late with the kill. It's still Tyloo getting another round, and now they are ahead. And yeah, what I wanted to say is that on that previous round, round number 6, Dark Lord was getting some great return kills every single time, just keeping it evened out. So whenever his team lost a guy, he got a frag back, and he kept it on like 4-on-4, 3-on-3. Later on, went down, so it was a 2-on-2, but he still was doing the damage all the time. But the rest of the team, as you said, was just not able to step it up. Now QC finds an entry frag in the middle, and the terrorists seem to have the advantage once again.
Yeah, this is just Tyloo on another level. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the timeout or wherever they got the time to talk through what they want to do. And somebody, was that somebody? It was. He went in for that crazy headshot on Carr. Fancy and the gang. They've got the fanciest of fancy situations they can work with. Rap with an A4 is going to be going down as well, and there you have it. Easy kills and easy round coming up from Tyloo. Not a single man loss, and they've still got a lot of nades that they didn't use and utilize at all. So in these future rounds, Skyred should be expecting a lot of utility from Tyloo, and I'd say Skyred should be working a little bit more on not being too offensive or, you know, too on point when it comes to trying to get kills in the early beginning of rounds or getting early info. Because if Tyloo uses every single utility that they have, you know, every single nade that they have before pushing into a side like they do, they'd use them really early. So, you know, it could be going Skyred's way.
Yeah, but this far it's working quite fine for Tyloo, and they're using up a lot of nades in the middle, so they get rewarded with a kill on Zach. Now it's going to be Crazy Guy going down, and one of the men from Skyred tried to save up the weapon in the previous round, but that was not allowed by Tyloo, and you can see that with the pistols, Skyred is completely lost. They cannot find a single kill. All these ecos of theirs are usually ending up with no frags or 1 frag at most, so looking great for Tyloo right here. Not using up too many resources on an anti-eco results with them racking up this much money that they have right now. Nearly $10,000 for every single player out there, and even 16k for QZ.
Yeah, this is just like they can lose. I'm not sure even how many rounds they can lose now without being worried about how little money they're gonna have. Dark Lord on middle with the A4, it's as usual. And Skyred, they're just spreading out all over. Now they're gonna be boosting one up in Vents though to be that supportive player, that sack on a close range battle to anyone coming up from team main. And Rap and the gang, they're playing this slow this time around. They know that, okay, if we just make sure they waste their nades, it's gonna be fine. Rap though behind this wall will be spotting a man out, and you know they're really eager for that. Yeah, they really want that info. Rap though goes in for 1, and it's gonna be paying off clean this time. Goes in for 2 kills. DZ and somebody falling down. Tyloo already got one, but it's still that one-man disadvantage that they need to work with. Try to get that equalizer. Dark Lord goes in for 2 kills on middle, decides to back off, but almost makes it. As Fancy goes in for the kill with the AK-47. AWP picked up on him, and it's a 1-on-3 situation. He still wants to go for this. Crazy guy denying him.
Yeah, definitely no chance against Crazy Guy, who's got the AWP in his hands. He already previously, when he had it, he showed what he can do, getting nearly a quad kill, already a triple kill, and once again, shuts the enemy down completely. If there was a chance for Tyloo winning the round, then it probably was in bomb side B. But then Rap also got a double kill out there, so they're kind of afraid to go there, so... Yeah, that was a very tough situation for them to be in. And as you said, kind of surprised that he really still wanted to go for it. And what I wanted to say, that Rap, he threw out an incendiary that was a complete miss, but still then got a double kill, so quite lucky for him out there. And Johnny P now opens up the round. Number 11 will have Skyred this time taking the advantage. And as you said, Tyloo, they can lose, I don't know even how many rounds, and still have a full buy, so... See how that ends up going after round number 11. Because Tyloo, from the very beginning, once again on the back foot, it seems like Skyred, they finally gathered up the momentum that they lost after losing round number 4. They're willing to bring it back.
And somebody going in for these 2 crazy kills on Rap and Zach. But the falling down even goes in for a 3rd on Jungle. He's eager for these kills. He's hungry. He's bloodthirsty. Goes in for a 4th of the round. What is up with this man right now? Crazy guy. Left alone with the AWP on this team, and he's just gonna go in for this straight up save. They're hunting him. They're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure he doesn't save that AWP. They know how OP this guy is.
Yeah, and usually it's been a great thing for Skyred Gaming that the Crazy Guy was there on bomb site today, but this time he's like alone, and he's like, hey, what the hell, guys? He did not even kill too many people out there. How am I supposed to win this round? Apparently he's going to shot down somebody, so there's no possibility of the ace anymore. And no more terrorists are actually even looking for him. They're not too close either way. So it will be the AWP saved up by Crazy Guy indeed. And you pointed it out, how strong he can be with it. So surely a good move for Skyred out here. A little bit unlucky for Tyloo that he did not manage to bring him down. But now he's still just going to be surrounded by pistols. So... would be even surprising if he manages to do something this round. Or, well, not something, because he should be probably able to get 1 kill or 2. But I don't think that winning is an option.
He's coming up on middle this time to try and get a kill this time around. Somebody, though, will be utilizing his nades in a perfect way, in a perfect manner, just to get him down to 48 HP, then play that as their output to make sure he falls down. Now that he's down, this is going to be an easy route for them to just roll over Skyred on. They've got pistols. There's just no way. It would be if Sack stepped that up incredibly with the AWP, and he's not even able to back off with it. So, good round coming up by Tyloo. Still, they lost 2 members, but in the end, Skyred, this was a round. If they got, for let's say, if they got the first entry or whatever, they picked up a weapon, they'd be able to win this round easily, I think, because of the fact that Tyloo are so offensive in what they're doing. But 8-4. And Skyred, I feel like, you know, whatever they did, it was a good job. They got these 2 kills, and now they're able to buy again. They did put up a good decision to go with an eco and whatever, and what, you know, Tyloo. We'll see how this goes for them in the next upcoming round. Skyred, though.
Oh, just take a look at that. Rap pushing out, but he only gets 1 kill, then Zach finds another, but he also goes down, and there's got to be some support from Skyred. They take care of Captain Mo in the middle, so they have to rotate over into the vents, as the bomb is already running into the site. It's going to be tough to deal with it. In the previous round, Fancy with some great middle control, just pressuring, first of all, killing Crazy Guy and not allowing the enemies to pick up the AWP. And once again, he'll be one of the last men standing for Tyloo, and he fails a little bit with planting the bomb, so that will be a couple more seconds at least for Skyred to try and get into the site. But man, that's Johnny B going down to the nade. Was huge hopes in him, because of course it's easy to take control of that one single angle of the heaven and the jungle, as you said. Now Crazy Guy and Dark Lord are coming in from there, but yeah, as you can see, Fancy he's a great guy with good pressure, cold-blooded, just does not miss too much. And if he's got to hold an angle, he's surely going to be successful at that. But when he finally starts moving, as you can see, Dark Lord wins the fight, but still no time, and he's got to fall back. But as I said, additional 3 or 4 seconds for the CDs is already a big chunk of momentum while they are going for that retake. So a little bit of a mistake made in the very beginning by Fancy not planting the bomb with the first try. You've got to be careful not do that again.
And I'm not sure, are we seeing major settings, or are we seeing the standard 35-second bomb plant time?
I think 35 seconds. I feel like it's way too fast that it went off right there. So 35.
Okay. Well, then there wasn't too much
I
for
mean,
them to do.
or you also mentioned that the R8 is not being used. I mean, a lot of tournament organizers are just not agreeing with that update, and they're not letting the players play with the R8 and also not using the new settings. So I guess that's the thing. Like 99% of the tournaments will not be using it anyway.
Yeah.
We've
Well,
got
it's a
the
tremendous
AWP.
weapon for the CS scene overall.
Yeah, surely. But yeah, right now let's get back into the round finally, as we've got DD, Fancy, and some more kills for the terrorists basically. It looked good. I wanted to mention how Skyred, they picked up an AWP, and that might have some impact on the round. If they pick up another guy, they might be able to pick up an AK and then make it a 2-on-2 in terms of the rifles and still have 2 more pistols to support it. But well, yeah, then Tyloo just getting a large killing spree happened, so we've got 10-4 in favour of Tyloo, and the T side is already looking great for them. I mean, it's cash. Usually the CDs should have a slight edge of like 8-7 or 9-6 out here, and you can see that there is crushing Skyred.
Alright, and I think Skyred, the only time that we've actually seen them be able to save is 2 rounds. For 2 rounds, so that's how they have to work with. Skyred,
They've
gonna
got
be
Crazy
going
Guy.
yeah, they're going in for equalizers, and that's going to be Captain Mo with the one wrap falls down. Great kill, and Zach coming up towards CT, and he didn't spot Captain Mo out, did he? Now, as he jumped, he's going to be shooting, and Zach exposing himself by doing so. Fancy and the gang are going to be meeting up with Dark Lord, and it's their last round anyway, so he has to go in for this. Doesn't spot the man now since he's right-handed. If he was left-handed in that position, he'd actually see somebody.
Yeah, that's quite a tricky thing, actually. Yeah, a lot of people say it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, but I guess that for some
small
setups, it is a little
situations.
bit more useful. Yeah, sure. But it is not a big difference. Anyway, still Tyloo would have had 11 or 10 rounds. Probably he still wouldn't have been able to really retake the site and defuse the bomb in a 1v3 even if he passed that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't really matter all that much, just a tiny detail. So what, 11-4 after the first half in favor of Tyloo. Surely a big scoreline out there. Now they're picking up the pistols, the standard pistols, and the Kevlars, of course, so nothing unusual out there. We don't see a single P250 or anything else on the teams. That will be Tyloo trying to defend bomb site A. In the meantime, Zach picks off one of the enemies out there and has got a 4-on-4 situation, but QZ is down to 9 HP, so it'll be extremely easy for Zach to finish him off. That crazy guy runs out of bullets, and he was chasing him down with a knife, but he's not going to have rated himself going down, and Crazy Guy with a double, Rat with a double. That round is going the way of Skyred, but yeah, that was quite a hilarious matchup out there. And actually, Skyred winning the pistol is surely going to help them come back if it is supposed to happen.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, Tyloo, they're going to go with this force, and if they win this, then Skyred are down to the lowest of low that they can ever be on, and they'll have to force this back and win against Tyloo, but let's not go too far ahead here. Let's see what Skyred can do first, and how they can face Tyloo. Obviously, Tyloo with pistols on the CT side. It's going to be a bit harder since they can't play that concentrated, united play.
Yeah, but take a look at that. They've got 2 CZs, and if they take some good angles, some good opportunities, like somebody right now, they might be able to get some nice frags. Now we'll be taking a look at Fancy surely, because we are expecting him to still get that other kill, and then it would be 2 weapons picked up already. Maybe even a man advantage taken. Fancy is coming in from behind. Surely that CZ is going to be effective if Zach does not spot him. That is the one thing he's got to do, but well, a little bit unfortunate still. A 3v4 out there on bomb side B. Not the worst. DD right around the corner with a 5-7 of his own, but he goes down, and that will be getting real bad as, well, the guy in the heaven was very low on health. Now that UMP 45 is not really going to help against Kevlars and helmets. And Crazy Guy easily runs down 1 or 2 of his enemies, and now only Fancy remains on the battlefield. He's got 100% HP. He roughly should know where the fallen UMP is and maybe where some of the enemies are, but still, once again, just as in the ending of the first half, we've got a 1v3, and getting 1 kill is not really going to matter all that much. He picks up the UMP, but there's still an AK in the hands of Darkload, an AK in the hands of Zach, so I don't really see him winning it, no matter what he does.
Definitely not. And Crazy Guy being really comfortable with that offensive playstyle that he has to adapt to now, playing the T side. I feel like, you know, we can definitely expect some good plays here from Crazy Guy, and the fact that he's able to go as offensive as he does and still survive with 3 kills. I mean, it's awesome. Obviously, Tyloo not with the greatest armory and whatever, but in the end, the fact that we can see Crazy Guy go so wild and so offensive is definitely gonna lead to bigger things. I can definitely see that coming. Johnny and the gang, they're coming up here on middle. We're seeing nades coming up. They're pre-nading some spots and not making too much of any differences, but then again, they spotted some folks up on short as well, so making sure that they can get these kills. Tyloo.
There's a lot of folks actually out there, and they're mostly going to go down, but they also find a couple kills here and there, which is actually quite surprising with the USPs when you're facing off against SMGs fully equipped and some AKs too. It's not easy to win, and they still get a double kill. So that's looking quite fine. Dark Lord is down to 12 HP. DD is going to find a hit on wrap, picks up an AK. Now, be good. Johnny, if he goes down, now that's only Dark Lord down to 12 HP alone on the battlefield. And DZ, I mean, it's got to be tough for him because, of course, Dark Lord's also got an AK. If he just hits the head, it's over. But yeah, on the other hand, there's not too much work to get done for the last Tyloo's player. And that surely is a possible round for him to win.
Dark Lord's just playing around with the time here. The time is ticking, and yeah, he's gonna get on top.
Man, he's reloading. That's a big thing. And he gets the kill. He doesn't have a death kit though, and he knows that it's a little bit too late. Very unfortunate out there, since it was a pure eco. As you said, the lowest of the low for Tyloo out here, just playing with USBs. Maybe a P250 at most, but no money for a death kit. So after all, he decided to not pick his chances, which were probably very small, and defusing this bomb and just saved up an AK, which surely is going to be quite useful for the team.
Yeah. God, I can't, like, I just wanted him to get that kill so bad when he was up there. He definitely deserved that. Well,
yeah, great, actually great spot he picked up. He climbed up that red box instead of walking around. Even I was actually quite worried that he was stomping all over the place, so the enemy could hear him perfectly. So Dark Lord, he just had the smoke to walk into and wait. But I did not expect the guy to jump into the red box, and then he had a great angle. He knew where the enemy was. But yeah, I feel like a lot of tiny mistakes made out there, like stomping around, so letting the enemy know that you're there. And then spraying through the smoke, not hitting the guy, and going for the reload right in front of his face was also very risky. Yeah. But yeah, it seemed to have worked out, but a little bit too late.
Let's see here, Skyred with the AK-47s, they're going to be pushing through. And this is the first round where Tyloo are actually going to be able to respond with heavier armory and heavier weaponry. We'll see how this goes. QZ going in for another one. Long range kill coming up from jungle. And to get another one here would be perfect for him. Grabbing that one-man advantage for the team. Goes in for the kill. But they reply instantly across every single corner of this side. They make something happen. And Dark Lord with a bit of team damage. Not too much on Johnny P as he comes up through vents. That smoke.
Not very important.
Yeah, but they don't see Captain. Or what they do? Johnny goes in for the kill. And yeah, this is turning things around.
Usually that is a spot that nobody spots you out in. That is a spot that you pick up and you expect to get at least one kill. If you don't get a kill out there, you're a complete failure. But no, did not manage to get anything done out there, and that's quite surprising. The bomb is planted. Skyred surely looking for another round, and they should get it right now as QZ got spotted out. I don't think he can do anything with the AWP. Cannot cover two different angles at the same time. Cannot go for a spray down, so just falls back and decides that $4,750 is a thing they will not be able to afford in the next round. So better just try to save it up, and maybe we'll have some rifles for Tyloo in the next one. But still, it's just 3 rounds into now 4th round into the second half, so they shouldn't get so much money income. And it will be very tough for them, even though that ult got saved up. If it once again gets followed up with just pistols, it'll be hard.
We'll see what they do here. If they can go with some heavier pistols at least. Somebody, yeah, he bought one. That's a 5.7 from DZ as well. So DQ on Captain, and yeah, okay, the gang, they've got what they need here to work with in the early beginning of the round. Now, what we have to wait for is that entry, and then maybe they'll be able to get back into this.
Yeah,
but
actually,
chances.
It worked out without Kevlars when they were just playing with USPs and P250s, so now that they've got some Kevlars, they actually even buy up 2 defuse kits, which might make us think that they want to win this round and they think they have what it takes. So we'll see. Let's take a look at Tyloo's try, because right off the bat it's going to be Captain Mo down on the ground. Now it's some team damage, but this time from Tyloo, and this time it hurts a lot.
Yeah. Skyred just playing this one safe. Smoke's coming up towards B, but they are willing to turn all around the map, and that's exactly what they need to do here. Going into this A side, the one man who's inside of Squeaky is somebody, and they didn't spot him out, so he's got a good position to get a couple of frags until they spot him out and get the frag. Fancy goes in for one, picks up the AK-47. They get another one, DZ, with that frag. But Johnny P will be making something turn around. That's Fancy falling down to the ground. DZ with an AK-47 and that dev kit. I think he... Where did the op drop? Was that in middle or was that in...
I think it was around, yeah, right here. So, around the site. Find the truck area, so it's very far away for DZ, surely, so he's not going to make anything happen out there, and he's just trying to save up the, not only the AK, but also a decoy, defuse kit, and a Kevlar, so that's a lot of value actually picked up this round. But, well, how helpful is it if they wanted to win it, instead of just saving up some equipment?
They're still going to be able to buy in the next upcoming round. They've got four... What is it? DZ can drop in the worst case scenario either way, and we're not even going to be facing a worst case scenario. Every single one of them are up to above 5.8k, so I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue for them. It would be if QZ wanted a couple of nades, but with an AWP and with him on it, I can see good plays just in front of me. Yeah, Fancy is going to go with that as well.
5 rounds in a row for Skyred already on the other hand, so $3,400 for Tyloo every single time. Now they should be having some solid full buys, and yeah, the double op setup we've got out there. And we'll see if that works out. That's going to be crazy guy down to 82 HP. But he's looking for some opportunities, and this guy is surely very dangerous.
Fancy's holding main with that AWP. That's what I was wondering. Why did he buy an AWP in the first place? But it all makes sense now. Skyred though, they're playing the safe. They just want to make sure we can provoke them by steps or whatever. Here you go though, and the provocative play is going to pay clean off for Tyloo. However, with only 2 kills, yeah.
That's quite surprising. No smoke out there in the middle. That allows somebody to get a double very easily. Get out, throw in the flashbang, which maybe even think that you might be going for another fight, and that's very careless from Skyred out here.
That bomb has to be picked up early, and they've got 3 people inside of B lobby. If they throw this away, I'm not sure what to say really. Crazy guy goes in for one. That's gonna be Captain falling down. And look at that 3-on-2 situation. They've turned this around to I don't know what. It's Skyred once again who gets these 2 kills. And if they get one more, they'll be able to equalize this. And I really like the fact that they focus on that first. That, you know, and that's why they stayed inside of that mid-toxic kind of area to make sure that, okay, let's get these kills before we do anything and try to get the advantage on our side. But there you go. Fancy not allowing anyone to get through, and the fact that he plays that op is just amazing. 9-12, and looks like it might be a way back into this. I'm not saying it will be, but Skyred are down to a low budget, and there's not much that they have to work with. Either Dark Lord is forced to go with only a pistol. Is that? Not Tech 9. Tech 9 is kind of that SMG pistol, if you didn't know already.
Yeah, probably CZ is more of an SMG than a pistol, but Tech 9 is the kind of in between. But yeah, alright, there we go. That's going to be some crazy op work from, not Crazy Guy, but actually Fancy in that previous round. But this time, Crazy Guys, they're going to be allowed to do a little bit of something. Because previously, he got naded down, he got mollied down. This time, there was no such thing happening. So he had an easy angle to pick up. I got a clean kill in the middle. We've got a 5-on-4 right off the bat in favor of Skyred, and that would be the worst thing to happen for Tyloo. If they won a round, now their economy gets crushed, because already Skyred picking up an advantage. This time they don't get surprised from the middle. In fact, there is no middle control at all, and that's what led them into victory mostly. In the previous round, and Rap is going to land a shot through the smoke now. No, coming in from behind. We'll have only Fancy in the side out here, and he only got spotted out. There's no chance for him to survive any longer. Johnny P also with a headshot. The guy coming in from behind, that surely will be a great thing. And Captain Mo now in a 1v3. He manages to find 1 frag, so not 1v4 anymore, but sure, that's not going to be possible to win. So yeah, Tyloo, 1,400 income again. They're broken. Just take a look at the money on DZ, actually. 8,000. Compared to the rest of the team that's got nothing. Where did he
now they're going with him. Now they're going with him. The R8s. Here we go. No, they didn't? Didn't they
I
pick them
mean,
up?
they bought it out, but maybe it was a mistake. Maybe they wanted a deagle, but they're not allowed to play with the R8, so they
Oh
dropped
yeah.
it. I think that's the case.
Oh whatever. 5-7's in the gang. We'll see how it goes. If this is a good combo, we're seeing somebody. He goes in for a first kill. Not a problem. They worked that out together perfectly fine through Squeaky, and Johnny P falls down. That's a free weapon for them to pick up if they're willing to go that offensive. But they still make sure that they're safe and that they can survive. And they have that first entry now. They can rely on the fact that, okay, Skyred's got one less of a chance surviving into a site. But then again, what weaponry can you use to limit their pushes? Not much, right? Crazy guy with that AWP is going to be denying whoever wants to go in for that weapon. And if they just had that mid control, they'd be able to spot Crazy guy out. This is where Tyloo makes a lot of mistakes, I feel like, to limit Skyred away from winning this round. And this is a round that they definitely could have picked home. But now that they get the mid control over, the fact that they have one player mid overall, Crazy guy is turning things around. Fancy picks up that AWP in the end and is going to go in for the save. At least that's what he's thinking. Until
Yep.
Dark Lord shows up from behind and makes sure he can get the AWP picked up for his teammate.
Crazy guy's not going to lose that up, unfortunately. And well, they still, I think, had enough money to buy up the AWP, even if they lost it, even if they didn't prevent the enemy from saving it and didn't pick it up. But yeah, that will be 12-11, and Tyloo still with not a lot of money, but they're deciding to force up with some masses. They don't have a single defuse kit once again, so watch out for that. If the bomb gets planted, it will be really hard.
And seeing Tyloo play on the T side, I feel like maybe they want to go in for more retakes with this offensive kind of play style that they worked perfectly on the T side. If we saw them do that on the CT side as well, you know, retaking aside from all different angles, then maybe they'd be able to have easier rounds to work with. But the fact that they always focus on making sure no one gets in the first place, I think that's what's holding them back pretty much.
Right,
But,
there we go.
Yeah.
That will be a little bit of middle control taken by Skyred, but still they're not really going in just yet. Still preparing a little bit of a push. Wanted to set up a line of smokes in the middle, but they're missing one of the smokes, which looks quite hilarious at the moment. But yeah, they're just going to rotate themselves into the vents and walking on bomb side B.
Flashbangs and whatever coming up here. The FAMAS in the hands of Fancy. He goes in for one, but DZ will be the one to work together with him on this side, and they just perfectly find these kills. Skyred falls down to the ground, and Tyloo will maybe now we'll see the momentum get back there. I mean, they won 2 rounds in this entire second half, so maybe it's time to get these last 3 rounds to on the go as well. We'll see how it goes. And Skyred, though, they're really getting back into this. The rounds, the thing about the difference I think here is that Tyloo, they're a little bit more open with going in for saves and whatever. And yeah, we're gonna be having a pause. I'm not sure why, but they're so much more open and free to work with because they can go in for these saves. And look at that, 3 saves already in this entire half. The earlier half where we saw Tyloo play on the T side, they didn't allow anyone to go in for saves. It was, I think that was Crazy Guy who went in for a couple of saves sometimes, like 1 or 2 rounds. But all, Skyred is opening up more opportunities for Tyloo to go in for these saves, and I think with the weapons and the utility that they're able to save in these rounds, they're able to deal more economical damage to Skyred, not leading them into having as much money as we saw Tyloo have on the T side, where they had the best money they could ever have.
Yeah, that's true, and so already what you mentioned a long time ago, that Skyrim are throwing out a lot of grenades right off the bat, that's what hurt them in the previous round, because they wanted to take middle control, but they ran out of nades already, and they didn't have any smokes, so they had to go for bomb side B, because that's kind of this site where without the smokes you can still kind of manage, but when they got there, Tyloo already found out what's going on, because they took them so long to just pick any kind of spot that they want to run down, that everybody was there. There was like 4 people out there from Tyloo on bomb side B, just waiting for the terrorists to run straight into the crosshairs. And yeah, that line of smokes that you usually want to set up in the middle when you're pushing into the vents, they only had 1 out of 2 smokes. That already was the beginning of the ending. It was like, kind of, guys, we don't have anything, what do we do? And it was like very random from that moment for Skyrim in the previous round.
But Crazy Guy opens up with a good kill in middle, and the fact that he's there with the AWP, I'm not sure if that's going to be making any difference to Tyloo looking at their economical situation, but I'm quite sure as soon as they spot these Tech 9s out, they're going to be a little bit more confident to push. And if it was from Skyred here, if they were really, really smart, knows how Tyloo plays on the biggest mark here, they'd go with the Tech 9s, and that's exactly what they do. Look at that, he's so confident in going in for a kill. If he just fell down there, Dark Lord would have had the B side all open by himself. So
and a weapon.
yeah, so Tyloo, they're being way too confident when they spot out these lower budget rounds, and it's really not a low budget. I mean, this is something you can definitely work with from Skyred, but as they fall down one by one, it is going to go to Tyloo. Maybe this confidence was enough to work with in the end of it all, and that team kill coming up, I'm not sure what that was.
After the rounds ended, I have no idea why that happened. That was surely unnecessary. But yeah, as you said, also Tyloo, it's not like they really care about that economy too much because they already are in a good spot. In Skyred, they don't really look like they are to win a round at all. $2,200 at most that they have got out there. That's not gonna reward them with anything. And yeah, Tyloo, they've got a 4-buy, but I don't expect them to lose this one. So their only possibility of them going low economy was losing this round, but that's not gonna happen probably. So. Go.
Oh. We'll see how it ends. Skyred playing this safe behind the walls of the map, making sure that Tyloo's gonna get really, really confident in their positions. Somebody, yeah, exactly, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for these offensive frags. Now, it's all up to Skyred to play this as defensive as possible to make sure they can exploit Tyloo's playstyle, but it is not gonna be working. I mean, look at that. As they start pushing, and it's really that Skyred kind of play that we need to see, that they can play that defensive, try to provoke Tyloo to the absolute maximum, exploit that in the end. But no, there's just no way. This is just Skyred on that half. They're brinking over to playing defensive in the early beginning of the rounds, and then at the rear end for them, it's like, okay, let's start pushing on the other side of this map. For example, B in this round. It's pretty much just like throwing away around like that. Tyloo are more definitely gonna be taking this game home now. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, surely, especially with that entry frag from QZ. That's right. Now Raptors crossing the smoke. This time though, they have the smokes to cut off the CT, so they can feel a little bit safe out here. But it's still not looking ideal for them. Oh, somebody taking a peek, spotting out Rap, and he's gonna continue to spray down as he also saw Dark Lord. Now Zach is in a very important spot right now, very important place, very important moment for him, and he's going to get a double. So even some things out, but that's a 2-on-1 still, and we've got Tyloo. There might be even setting up a crossfire on him. They don't need that as QZ is going to go for the fight 1v1. He's confident he can win, and he can. So that's going to be Tyloo taking the first map. 16-11 is the scoreline. 28 frags, the most on DD actually. And we'll be jumping over to Inferno shortly. So quite an interesting map out here. 5 rounds discrepancy in the end still between the teams. So what do you think? Will Skyred have a chance on Inferno this time?
I'm unsure actually. Like both of these teams are really known for being good on these more casual maps like Cash and Inferno, Mirage, Dust 2. It's kind of that Asian pool that we're seeing. And I think that's a reason to why they banned Overpass and Cobble in the early beginning of it all as well, because they want to make sure they can play these more casual maps that they're used to playing overall. And I think
Tyloo actually picked by Skyred.
Yeah. So
looking quite fine out there. Well, yeah, but Tyloo doing a great job on casually.
But I think we can see a 2-0. I'm gonna say Tyloo can win this 2-0 either way.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to get from you. I also think that we might be seeing a 2-0 from Tyloo, but it's kind of been hectic for both the teams out here. Some of them losing the rounds that we're not supposed to, and some of them winning some random rounds or going for some team kills at some points. Yeah. And yeah, I hope that they calm themselves down maybe and not make such foolish mistakes at some points, like Tyra did by the ending, with throwing out all the nades that they had before they even made a choice where they want to go. So yeah, we'll be getting into the Inferno shortly, so make sure to take part in all the giveaways that we've got out there on Game On. We've got the social media giveaway, the followers giveaway, and the subscribers giveaway. So if you want to win the Shadow Daggers, and let me quickly check out what skins these will be. The Shadow Daggers, the Slaughter Factory new, then subscribe to the channel. Either the English one or the Russian one, it works for both of them too. So both channels will be thrown into the same pool, so that's a great thing that our Russian viewers will also have a chance. And if you are Russian and you are on this channel, make sure to check out the Russian channel, because we've got one, of course, and it would be good for you to listen to the game in your native language probably. But yeah, for followers, it's very easy. You just have to follow the channel. It's probably the easiest giveaway out there. StatTrack, M4A4, Evil Daimyo, and then that will be social media giveaway Hyperbeast. And our social media is twitter.com/itsgameongg and facebook.com/itsgameongg.